Please join me in welcoming Lauralee Wilkerson.
Well, I've been doing this for 31 years, and I still have people that say, like, now, what is it that you do, Sarah Lee? And so I say, well, I'm here to show you today and give you all these wonderful examples of what I do. And I'm very happy. And I want to make sure that everybody knows that what I'm talking about today is growing indoor plants inside. And when I mean inside, I mean inside. I mean just like an area like this, inside, in your home or your business. Not outside on your porch or your patio or your sunroom, inside, because it's totally different, and the rules do not apply for what I'm going to do today inside, outside, or vice versa. So, and to get started, I thought, well, I'm going to start at the beginning, where to buy. And there'll be a quiz too, so you have pencil and paper. I just want to let you know there's 3 things that you're going to have to know, and I just told you one of them, that we're talking about indoor plants. And everybody's 6th grade person just came out and said, oh my God, a quiz. Just kidding. So where to buy? So there are several places to buy in town, as you all well know. I would suggest a florist or a garden center, and we're very lucky to have very wonderful garden centers, Miller Hardware, Seasons Garden Center, and Barnside Nursery down there. They all carry, and they will order you a plant. And by the time I get done today, you will know exactly which plant to order. And they said as long as you give them like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, they'll order them for you. So I decided to go driving to the garden center and pick up a plant, because I'm telling you, I'm start to finish, and this is going to be good. So I'd say, oh wow, Lauralee told me all these wonderful plants, and we'll go through each one of them, don't worry. And I said, wow, I need to pick one out. So I have this table here that I wanted to decorate with this beautiful lamp, and it's made out of tobacco sticks. So I said, well, this plant looks really good, so I think I'm going to buy it today. And so I need to really study it, because this plant is going to be with me for 30 years. And yes, I said 30 years. I know it's months with y'all, but not by the time I get done with you. Okay? So you're going to really take a look. You're going to go over and look under its little legs here and up here to make sure you don't have any cottony substances or spidery looking stuff. And then you're going to do something that's going to make some people like, what? No, she did not. We're going to look at the root system, because you're going to do this too at the place, and it's not going to hurt the plant. And you're going to want to look and make sure that the root system has a really nice white roots, or sometimes they're actually orange, but you can tell what a healthy plant looks like inside. And then you're going to pop him back in, and you're going to tuck him in. And tucking in a plant is really super important. I cannot tell you how much tucking in the plant really means. And we'll go through that in just 1 second. But so I found the plant, and I like it. I don't even look at the price tag, okay? And then I'm going to say, wow, I need a pot, and I need a pot without holes. And yes, you're going to put your pot, this pot, in this growing pot in a pot without holes. That's a lot of pots. So here we go. Excuse me, sir, I'm going to borrow your pot there for a minute. Okay, and so it's going to be where you can stick your fingers in here and put this plant in this pot, just like that. And you'll be able to see that there's some room, because it's very important that you're able to see in the bottom here. You get into aeration and making sure that everything is watered correctly. Then, everybody always asks me this question, okay, how to get moss, because everybody's so worried about this red bug thing. Knock on wood, after all these years I haven't gotten them. But you got to collect the moss, because we need moss for this guy, with a stick like this, and you get it out of the trees. And we're lucky enough around here to have moss in the trees, because a lot of places do not have moss. I don't know if y'all know about that. But in the moss, just a little fun fact, is in the bromeliad family with the pineapple. They're all bromines. And if you look at Spanish moss in the springtime, it will have a little teeny flower that looks like a bromeliad. And it's beautiful. It's purple. So after we've collected up this moss, we're going to take this, and all these are up here, and I'm not sponsored by anybody today. I just want to let you know. But that wouldn't be a bad idea. That Bengal, it doesn't have any smell, and there's no residue. And you take it and you spray it in your bag, and you close it up. And then you leave it in the sun or just overnight, and the bugs, any bugs, will have left the building. So now I've collected up some moss over here. So we're back to the plant here. We didn't forget about Jimmy Jack. I just named him too. Jimmy Jack, we just put the moss around him. Now when we get him here, we're going to water. And we're going to water with well water. Well water. And if you don't have well water, this is very important. You need to let your water sit up overnight, because well water causes brown tips. And all y'all thought for a moment that you're the one that caused the brown tips, but no, you're using city water, and that caused the brown tips because of the fluoride and chlorine and everything they put in the water. And if you set it up, it will dissipate. But this guy does not have teeth, so he does not need fluoride, and they don't like it. None of your tropical plants too. So we're going to water him, and we're going to water him until we see it come up in the bottom, about that much. And we're going to, and this is important. This is the most important thing I can tell y'all today. We're not going to water him again for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 99.9% of the plants in this world indoor get killed by overwatering. So, see, he's got a little bit more than he should, but he'll be fine, because he's going to acclimate in here. Now, I came up with this little thing because I was like, I got to give him something to remember, because this is so important. And from here on out, I want everybody, when you see me, you're going to say this word, and it's wow. 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 I like that word too anyway. Wow. But it's won't over water. Y'all got to promise me that, okay? Won't over water. It's like a Boy Scout or Girl Scout thing. Won't over water. Or sign language. I'm going to introduce y'all to Charlie, okay? I know Charlie's not the prettiest in the world, but Charlie is alive, okay? Charlie used to look like this guy. I mean, he really did. The lemon lime Mordecai, he looked like that. Until somebody, and nobody will say who it was, or maybe he sprouted wings or legs or something. He got lost for 3 months in an office building that I do. And he reappeared. And this looks good compared. But after he reappeared, I rehydrated him by putting him in water and soaking him for probably about a week is what it took to soak him. But my point here being is he is still alive after 3 months of no water, where if he would have been sitting in water for 3 months, he would not be alive today. He would be a mush ball, and everything about him would be mushy. So just remember Charlie when you think about watering your plant. All right, now if you think that you're going to overwater your plant and you think, oh my God, I'm not doing anything with Jimmy Jack, because he lives in the house with me, then you just go here and you give him a little tussle. Hey, Jimmy Jack, how you doing? Because of the fact that they like that. They like stimulation. All of them love to be stimulated. Because if you think about inside your house, they're not being stimulated by ants, or they're not being stimulated by the weather or birds or anything else. So you're the one, and you're the mom or the daddy, in the male case, daddies. And you want to be the only one that waters this plant, because you don't want more than one mom in the house. So, and it's very important to stimulate them. Now, people say, the last thing about it here is people ask me, they say, okay, what about fertilizer? So most of the time I have a plant for about a year, really, before I fertilize it, because there's so much usually the growers have used that it needs to burn out. And inside is not like outside again. We're limited with the amount of light we have and everything else that the plant really needs to grow. And we don't want him to grow. We just want to maintain him so he doesn't overshadow any of the other stuff. But if you're going to fertilize, I would like you to do it with the Acidier side, which is the Miracle Grow. It's the pink flower on the box here. It's Miracid. They prefer the Acidier side of the soil, or Osmocote, which is a time-release fertilizer. And with this, I want to do like half strength, maybe 2 times, 3 times a year. You just want to keep him healthy, but not try to get leggy, like go off this way to one, window, or try to, stretch. So And I forgot one thing about your pot here. I know everybody's like, well, I don't have any pots without holes. Well, if you don't have any pots without holes, I got a solution here. Because this one, that orange, that blue pot right there does not have holes. So you want to use flex tape, and you want to use the flex tape and the flex seal and seal that up. And I've only had one failure with it, and I just redid it, and it's fine. But other than that, because you don't want no water, you want to keep it as much, 2 weeks. Wow. W. Oh, W. You don't know how long I practiced that. I still can't get it right. Okay, well, listen, let me introduce you to my family here. I just absolutely love them. In case you can't tell, I'm a plant lady. Or Sarah Lee, or Laura Lee, or Double L, or any of the other Tornado, all the names that I got. I looked around at this room and I said, I have got so many nicknames here. I mean, Sunshine. Anyway, these are Dracaenas, and it's on your piece of paper. This is your Dracaena family. If you want some height in your room, your Dracaena is the guys that you want. And a lot of times I only water them once a month. Okay, I'll just be honest with you. They hold water in the stalks. And the mascane, sometimes it might be 2 months before I water the mascane. And I could talk a whole series on mascanes, but right now we're just going to go with the Dracaena family. Okay, this one is called a Janet Craig, and he is really good. And if you get the brown tips, you're overwatering. I mean, they just don't like that water. And don't not water your plant, please, for goodness sake. But the Limelight is another one, and they've come up with a new variety, which is your little curly guy. And then the Warnickies. But they're all the Dracaena family. And these all will get really tall and big like this one. Whereas your hybrid Anglomanias, which we call them Ags, for short Ags, are going to keep short and compact, probably about that high is about all that you'll get after many years of growth. But these guys, and I only have one variety here today because of all at 31 years or however long I've been doing it, since I was like this big, these guys are like your good child. I mean, they are steady, they're true, they're not going to get in trouble, they're not going to cause you any trouble, and you're going to be happy. And silver base is what they're called. And they're, I can't say enough about them. But I mean, I love the rest of y'all too, don't get me wrong. But and then people say, well, I want something blooming in my house. So I got two options, and you can do all the orchid, the violet, and everything, but these are the best in show. This is my top tip thing here. The Guzmanias are the taller ones. And they're going to be blooming for you if you get them in tight bud, and your florist or your garden center will buy these for you. And you say, I want them in tight bud, just like you would do any flowers, to have the time that you want on them. And tight bud, you'll see that if you come up or if you win one in the raffle or whatever, that each one of these bracts is where the blooms come out. So whenever you've all probably had one, and you've probably overwatered and killed it, but you could have had it for a long time. So, and I mean, I would water these every 2 weeks, and if it's still moist, not water it again, because you want it to hold that bloom. And anyway, I can't get into too much detail here, but these have been blooming since November, and I know that because I bought them for Thanksgiving. For the Thanksgiving holiday period, and I mean, and here they still are. What is this, August? And they still look good. They're starting to fade, and I took them out of where they were because they're fading. But overall, they still look good, you know. And these guys send off pups, which gives you new plants, and then they'll bloom. And I'll tell you in another series how to make them bloom, or if you want to get me one-on-one, because I'd love nothing better than for all these to be in your arsenal of indoor plants now that you guys are going to know what to do. So, without further ado, everybody should have a pothos in their house. It cleans the air and just overall makes the most wonderful feel in any light level. I mean, they will. They're good. The good guys, and I'm going to show you today how to propagate one. And the magic of TV here. I've already done it in the pot. This pot's already done, and this is what your plant's going to look like. And I have a fourth grade diagram over here that I did to kind of show you, because you probably won't be able to see it here. you're going to cut each node. Each node, some of these have expanded into roots, but each one of these is a node, and it has a root. And you're just going to cut it, and there's a good example over there, and you're just going to stick it, and you're going to stick 14 in this pot. Well, I have this pot too. I'll show you real quick. And I did that yesterday, so, and you're just going to make sure that it is in the pot, in the soil with that root or the node. You'll see it's a little node, just a little bumpy thing. And you're just going to put one, and the new growth won't root. And the new growth will not root, just FYI, on most stuff. So, because it's just not got enough energy. So you're going to tuck these in, and you're going to just like tuck them in. I mean, really tuck them in and get them connected to that soil. And you're going to put 14 in this pot, in a 6-inch pot like this. And I already went ahead and watered this soil so that it will be tight in there. And your plant's going to look like this. Oh my God, what have you done to me? And then like you put it on your porch just till it roots, and it's just going to come up, and it's going to be like, oh, I'm alive. And you did it. You did it. And then you're going to be able to like, oh my God, I need to do it again because I need a plant for my friend next month because it's her birthday. And you can make your own plants, and it's just a really super simple way to go. I like this pot and soil. I think it's really airy and less dense than most potting soils. And if you have any more questions, we're going to take questions and answers after the program. But I have a little motto over there. It looks like an eye chart, but it's my motto, and it's what I believe. And you younger folk, this is what you need to remember: is that I think you're all given gifts, and we discover our gift, and then we do the work of our gift, and then you give it away, and that's what I was here today to do. And so hopefully I gave it away. And thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you.